mother of Tamir Rice, killed in Cleveland, Ohio in 2014. He was 12 years old playing with a BB gun in the park. Um, what happened that day is, I received a knock at the door, and it was some neighborhood kids stating that my son had been shot by the police, and my older son was laying on the sofa, and he ran out. I guess he heard the disparity in the boy's voice, and I was like, "What you talking about?" Really, kind of in denial and shock at the same time because I know they weren't talking about my kids. So as I arrived on the scene, my children, my Tajay, my 14-year-old, was in the back of the police car. Tamir was laying on the pavement under the gazebo with police surrounding him, and my 16-year-old was surrounded with police officers as well. So basically, they told me to calm down, or they was gonna put me in the back of the police car. Also, they gave me an ultimatum to stay at the scene of the crime or to go with Tamir in the ambulance. So the day was very horrific for me. I think I stay in rage a little bit more just because I'm not normal and I'm not really allowed to be normal because of what America has done to my family. Tamir is a high demand, and I'm his voice, so that keeps me really busy and just wanting to, give back to the community with his foundation and things that I'm doing with the platform that I have that America has provided for me. Let's talk about that. They provided it for me because they murdered my son. So, on giving back to the community, building the center, the foundation, still being a mom, a grandmother, still always going to be fighting for police reform, dismantling the whole system, things of that nature. I stay very busy, very busy. I got a lot of projects. I kind of juggle like 20 projects at a time. Well, it comes from what America has done to my family, and because it keeps happening to us as Black and brown people in this country. It's not one day I don't wake up and see another Black or brown person murdered by the hands of the police. So I remember Malcolm X said in one of his speeches, we're dying every 28 seconds. I think the number has really reduced down to maybe every 15 seconds. So it's just a shame, and I'm not able to try to put my life back on some type of normalcy track. I'm not able to do that because what's continually happening in this country. I'm looking for, of course, I'm looking for peace, but peace could come in a lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying? I have not got no conviction for the murder of my son, and I think I should have a conviction for the murder of my son on a federal level. That's where we're at. I have not had a yay or a nay or nothing because my son was assassinated. You know what I'm saying? He was assassinated. They rode up on him like they were in the Dukes of Hazzard. Yes, they did. So with that being seen all over the world, I think it deserves a indictment conviction on a federal level. So that's the first part. The second part will probably be dismantling the system because it has not worked for as many years as we've been here, over 400, 500 years. It has not worked for us. So it definitely needs to be dismantled. I mean, my view and my conversation is going to be the same. It needs to be dismantled, destroyed, redone, whatever it takes, at this point, because by the system being infiltrated with white supremacists that is um, part of law enforcement is basically how they're made their law enforcement agencies up. And the government known about it for years. As I said yesterday, they are committing genocide on American citizens, period. So once all of that get addressed, maybe I can have a little bit of peace in, just a little bit. So, but also just being Tamir's mother, I just want to be able to serve the people at the end of the day and just make sure I'm representing my son in the most honorable way. Because he was 12 years old. I mean, you can't diminish a 12-year-old character. You cannot. I don't care what they say. You cannot diminish a 12-year-old character. And that's just where I'm at with that. So that's what some of my piece can kind of start. Yeah. Because the country is definitely messed up. And I guess people forgot that we're supposed to be in a COVID-19. So as they continue to kill Black and brown people, they must have forgot that we are in the COVID-19. You see what I'm saying? So it's too much going on in this country. America has too much going on right now. They always had too much going on. So it's just time for a change. It's been time for a change. Yeah, it's been time for a change. Well, with all the protests across the country, I do see a united rainbow out there, which I'm very happy that, I'm very happy that they all out there. I'm actually happy, but I don't want the message to get lost. We don't want the message to get lost with the vandalism and the burnings and things like that. We don't want that message to get lost, and the message should be a clear agenda. As I said yesterday, I'm not for sure if they have a clear agenda. I know folks just want to do stuff, but they need to have a clear agenda of why they out there marching. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be out there marching. You have to have a clear agenda. And I think they need to be having the marches at the governor's house, the Capitol where the governor's office is at, because that's kind of where everything starts at right there. All of these local people, state people, they can't help us. The Congress, Supreme Court, and the governor right now, that's who everything should be addressed to. Especially having a bill created for them to demand that they sign it. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. I mean, I just don't understand where everybody at and what people thinking right now. People really need to be creating these bills that up there protesting, making it uncomfortable for them with peaceful protests. Let me just say that all that other stuff, I'm not condoning. That stuff is crazy. That message get lost. But protesting in the most righteous way, they shouldn't be able to sleep at night. Nobody should be comfortable in America sleeping at night. What's going on in this country right now? So nobody should be able to sleep. No police officers should be able to sleep. Let them be out there all night. Let it start up at the governors at the capitals, because that's exactly where everything needs to be addressed to: the capitals, the Supreme Court, and the Congress. Absolutely. Let me just say, I was living in a bubble before, so I didn't really, I was just happy to have my kids and, be a part of society and thinking that things was going to be okay for me and my family. But right now, to be a Black mom in America, I'm being honest, I don't really care for this country. I don't really care nothing about this country. I mean, as an American, they are not representing us as a whole, and that's the confusing thing about it. And I know the history with us being brought over here, or us, a lot of us, our ancestors. I get that part, but right now, I mean, I'm living on air. I don't like it. I mean, I'm angry that I can't live in peace in this country. Let me just say that. Being a Black mother in America right now is just, it's stressful. It's stressful. It's I be nervous and scared all the time. I have to prepare myself. You know, since they took the murder of my child, and no parent should be able to endure nothing like that because that's out of the ordinance. But when you do experience something like that, it's like I gotta prepare myself for whatever happens next. You know, before I wasn't doing none of that. I was just really just living a normal life. You know, I was just really living, like, just trying to take care of my kids. And, you know, and then this horrible tragedy happened. And now I'm like angry. I'm angry being Black living in America. This is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm angry. I'm angry these days. I may not look it. I may not talk like it or whatever. A lot of times I'm pretty much pleasant and sweet for the most part. But when you come messing with me, you know, we have a problem. Because I just really stay on my leg and I was just really taking care of my kids like I was supposed to be doing it as an American citizen. That's what I was doing. So I have a lot of confusion about why this has happened to me, but I understand at the end of the day that that God is using me in a way that's much bigger than all of us. Let me just say that. Yeah, so being a Black mother in America is stressful, it's scary, you know, I'm angry. You know, the system has broken all our mans up, incarcerated most of our men. The system is definitely different for us, you know what I'm saying, if you Black or brown in this country. I mean, the rules don't really apply to us. You know what I'm saying, in certain situations. Let me just say that because I've been in a lot of such situations, and it's just like I noticed that I get treated differently because of the color of my skin a lot of the times. Yeah, it's stressful. It's very stressful. It makes by America killing all of these beautiful people, by them killing all of the people as far as with me and some of the mothers doing. Let me just clear this up. What America has done by killing our children, a lot of us walk around real angry and mad, but we just try to do something positive with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I have done. I have took my anger and everything, and I just created something positive, and I continue to create positivity around me. For the most part, you know, I just want to be left alone, and I want to be in peace. That's what America needs to know. Being Black in America, we really just want to be left alone and be at peace. You know what I'm saying? Those days are over with. Those days that they thinking and getting ready to happen, it's not going to happen but so much. You know what I'm saying? We kind of know the history of the country, you know? So I just, you know, people are woke. People need to stay woke. And, you know, hopefully the powers that be, you know, maybe they'll have a change of heart. But if not, we already know what time it is, you know? It's just messed up. I'm going to be honest with you. Because, like I said, I did not think nothing of this country until they killed my son. And that's on everything. Because I thought I was, you know, my son was an all-American kid. He was doing all of the American sports. He was, you know, doing all the things. I mean, I lived in predominantly white neighborhoods mainly all my life. Medina, Ohio, Strongsville, Ohio, Rocky River. Them are predominantly white neighborhoods. My kids had a white education until I came back down to the inner city. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to give them things that I didn't have. I wanted to expose them to things I didn't have. And I did that, and I conquered that. And then here come this mess. Remember I told y'all I got 3 high school graduates? I would have had 4. Okay, 2 kids were still in school when Tamir was murdered. Okay, I had to suppress all of my feelings, everything, just to make sure my kids got out of school. Do you know how difficult that was? So to be black, a black mom in America is horrible right now. Okay, it's horrible for me anyway. You know, I can't speak for everybody else. My kids, it was small, you know, and I'm still raising them. I have a 24-year-old, I got a 22-year-old, I got a 20-year-old. Them still kids, them babies, them kids, you know, especially if you raise them right. My kids wasn't in those streets. Tamir ain't never been suspended. Tamir ain't been in those streets or none of that. He was at the recreation center where the park in the art house is at. It's an art house over there where the kids go do all the art projects and stuff. So he was in the community that was really supposed to be safe. Like it's not what people think it is. I mean, nowadays you have to have a talk with your children about this country and about police and about why white supremacy still exists. I'm really fighting against law enforcement, police, government at the end of the day. I'm not trying to be their friends. There's no friends. I don't want to be your friend. This man murdered my son. He assassinated my son, and he was 12 years old. He should have been an example for all of these police officers, let alone the 137 shots that happened up here in Cleveland, Ohio. But my son should have been an example for everybody to go to jail. Like, I just don't understand. You know, I mean, I don't know every case individually, but I'm not saying this. Just because you get pulled over don't mean you're supposed to get killed by the police or any of that other stuff that was going on. Like, I'm talking about for my son. He's 12. You know what I'm saying? So I think that officer should be in jail. Both of them. Yep, both of them should be in jail. Yep. For life. For life. They should never be able to get out of jail. After destroying my life like they did, man, bye. I don't even know what my son would have looked like at 14, 15. You know how the kids develop over the years? They took all of that away from me. So, yeah, I'm always going to be angry. I mean, I know what my other kids looking like. I wanted to see what my baby boy was going to look like. But I don't have that vision, and that's the most painful thing that, you know, I'm just going to have this 12-year-old face to look at for the rest of my life. That's hurtful. That's painful. That's like a stab in my heart. You know, it's a stab in my heart. So I just try to take all the pain and everything, and I try to turn it into some positive things. But still, I'm not one of the mothers that want to do a kumbaya moment. I'm not that. Everybody should be able to get along, but I need to talk to the head people in charge. I don't want to talk to no small people or none of that. That's not going to help us. Some of the moms went to the president, talk or whatever. That's good and all, but if I would have had a chance to go in there and talk to Trump, I would have told him you either go. So I heard what he said about defunding the police, that he wasn't into it and everything. So I would have asked him to do away with the Police Bill of Rights. And let's start there. And if he would have said no, I said, well, you might as well take this country to war. That's what I would have told him if I would have talked to him. Honestly. Because as people, human beings in this country, we're not going to let you just keep telling us and doing whatever you want to do to us. And that's what I guess they don't realize. Y'all seen all them people out there protesting. Y'all heard what they said. I'm ready to die. Kill me now. You heard them people screaming that stuff in the crowd. So that's what I would have told him. You either take the country to war or leave us alone. You know, do away with the police and all of that. Get your police and get them away from us. Because they ain't doing right. You know what I'm saying? They not doing right. We can't be friends because they not doing right from the get-go. It ain't got nothing to do with no training and all of that. Use your common sense. Where do the common sense kick in for white supremacist people? Where do that kick in? So if you don't have any, just get away from it and just, separate, whatever. But people is not going to keep allowing you to do the things. We've been allowing it for so many years, and and I know a civil war broke out, but it may be time for another one. It is what it is. It is what it is. So I don't know how much longer the country can withstand it. That's all I got to say. I don't know. I'm fed up, though. I don't really want to keep having conversations and stuff if I'm not talking to the Congress, if I'm not talking to the governor, if I'm not talking to the Supreme Court. I really don't want to have not one conversation with nobody. So that's where the conversation needs to be at. That's where the demands need to be at. And that's where you say, we insist that you assign this immediately. And that's it. That's it. That's where I'm at with this. Because I can't even live in peace. I can't even live in peace. There's no peace as long as everything is the way it is. It's not gonna never be no peace in this country. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Ain't gonna be no peace. I just look at the double standards as a privilege. I look at it as a privilege that Black and brown people don't have, which I don't understand why we don't have it. But I also look at it as the people that is doing the double standards, if it's authority, customer service, whatever it is, I just say they don't know no better. That's what I say to myself. Because you're not, as a human being in humanity, you're not never supposed to treat nobody the way you wouldn't want to be treated. How if them judges, so you talking about a judge, a Black man and a white man come in the room. They got charged with the same thing, but the Black man get more time than the white man. How would that judge feel if he was in that same situation? You understand? Some of them judges need to go to jail because you sitting there sending innocent people to jail. They need to go to jail. They need to know what it feels like to be in jail, and I promise you they wouldn't treat nobody else the way they treat Black people. You understand? That's what I'm angry about that, and I'm mad about it, and it's not fair. And I have no understanding why everybody not treated the same in this country that they call America. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. This country is called America. It's supposed to be the land of the free. People from other countries come over here just to be here. So how everybody is not being treated the same, I don't know. I have no understanding with that. They give the people that come from the country more than they give the Black American that's right here in this country. You understand? So that's not really making no. I don't know. It's just the double standards is horrible in this country. Maybe because they don't see us as a human being or whatever. But it's horrible in this country. That's what I do know. Like, I think the people that's making these decisions, the tables need to get turned around on them at the end of the day to see how they feel with a reality check. Because those are reality checks. You send somebody to jail for being innocent, an innocent man to jail, just because you are a white racist and you're trying to make some kudo points with your friends, your colleagues, and y'all talk about it. I understand how this is working, the political statement, and they get paid off for each prisoner they send to jail. I mean, they should be ashamed of themselves. That's why when the country does come to an end, when God comes, they are not, while they think they're going to heaven, they are going to the pits of hell. I promise you. I have a vision. I can see through, I have a vision. God provided me a discernment to see through people, to see through the BS that people try to bring in my face. Just know that. But them people are going to the pits of hell. Just know that. All the judges, everybody that's not doing right by the people at the end of the day. Okay? Let me just say that. By the people, they push that officer that pushed that white man down and bust his head. Do you think you're going to heaven? You're not going to heaven for that one. You better know it. So, I'm just saying stuff like that. Like, people should know better. Why would you use your authority, your power over people's lives? That's not right. God is not pleased with what's going on in this country. I'm going to just be honest with you. He ain't pleased. So just know that the people that want to continue to be wicked and cruel, y'all will not be going up to the heavenly gates. Y'all will be going to the pits of hell with everybody else that deserves to be in that line. It should be really simple. I mean, America represents the land of the free, and everybody wants to be here. Everybody in the country want to be here. Well, they used to wanted to be here, not now. A lot of my friends that I have overseas, in Mexico and Dubai and Jamaica and the Bahamas, they was like, I don't want to be in America. I'm glad I'm home. I said, you glad you home? They like, yes, I'm glad I'm home. I don't want to be in America. America's horrible. For one, they think we bullies, which is an embarrassment. They think all Americans is bullies. And for two, America is, let me say, we already know where the name came from, but America is, people, like I said, people come over here that want to be with over here. They call us bullies and stuff like that. Like, that's an embarrassment for me. When for the most part, I mean, yeah, I'm an American. I'm a Black American too. Don't get it twisted. So I have to let folks know that just because I'm a Black American, it's not sweet for me over here in America. Like, I'm still in slavery to a certain extent in America. Just know that. But y'all can come on over if y'all want to, But, yeah, America is something else. Let me just say that. It's something else. Sometimes I'm happy to be an American, and sometimes I'm not, because the other countries do go through worse things that we go through, don't get me wrong. But if people not doing right by humanity on this earth, it's a shame. It's a shame. We are human beings, and we should be doing right by one another at the end of the day. And I just don't understand why that's not. I don't understand why. I really come from a broken home already. I was already traumatized before Tamir. Coming from a very broken home where no mom and no dad, me basically raising myself from the age of 12, I was already traumatized. Let me just say that. And when they murdered my son, I developed a severe case of PTSD. Like I am a war victim, like I've been in the war. So I've been in and out of counseling really all my life, but knowing that after Tamir's death, I'm probably going to be in counseling for the rest of my life, just for, I can make sure that my mind is working correctly. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that I take care of my mental and my wellness for the most part. So with the PTSD comes depression, because insomnia, not sleeping or sleeping too much. It comes with a lot. It affects your appetite. It affects your whole body, your whole temple, if you allow it. I have learned how to discipline myself a little bit and create barriers and boundaries. So I have some coping skills that actually made me the woman I am today. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, because my life was already lightweight, messed up in the first place. But when I had my children, I tried to really live through them for the most part. That's why I was so much involved in their lives, in their schooling programs. I was a stay-at-home mom, so I wasn't just a stay-at-home mom partying and kicking it. I was into my kids, making sure that they had, tutoring for after school, participating in any meetings that they needed me at school. Tamir was on a soccer team at RG Jones. So and my other daughter, so my kids was playing activities. I was actually like the mom, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, they kind of, all of the things that I suffer with, I tried to, like I said, live through my kids. But after they murdered my son, the kids are older, so I'm kind of, I get the grandkids when I can. But a lot of my, my illness or whatever, I kind of have it under control, and I let it come out in different ways when I'm on the, speaking on the platforms and stuff like that. I kind of customize and mastermind how to do a lot of things in this country just because they forced me to. Because I was living in the bubble before. I was like I was really like I don't know, I was just living it. I mean, I was aware, don't get me wrong, I was aware of it. Me and my kids, we watched Trayvon Martin on TV. We seen Eric Gardner. We seen the Michael Brown. We was watching CNN together. I was keeping them updated. I'm like, oh, that's horrible. And then I seen myself on TV. Then I seen myself. That was a reality check. Like, I seen all the stuff on TV, but I didn't really think it could happen to me. Really, I didn't think it could happen to me. And it did. It disrupted my life, and that caused the anger and the rage because I was really trying to get my life back on point. I mean, I know they put my record out there and everything. I mean, I have the best life because of how I had to grow up, coming from a broken home, but I was trying to get my life back on track, getting focused on my kids. And then, I was already traumatized with that. Just being a single mom, the way I had to grow up, no mom, no dad, being basically part of the system already. So, I conquered over that. I still got in some trouble, a little bit. But after I got out of the trouble, I kept it straight. And because I just got out of trouble in 2012. I was on probation for 2 years, and y'all can Google it or whatever. And I was just about to get off of probation, and I was going to move to California because Tamir and Tajay, I was focusing on their career at that time. Their school and their career, because Tamir was very athletic. He was shooting at 12 years old. He was shooting 3-pointers with the big boys across the street at the park. They got a basketball hoop over there. So he was talented in drawing. He could swim real good. So he could have really been our next athlete to do whatever. I don't know. Tajay, she loves animals. She's an animal lover, and she's very pretty. I was going to kind of work on her modeling career. So I had the oldest two kind of set up already. My oldest girl was going into nursing. And then my other older son, he was going into auto mechanics. All of that went out the window when my son got murdered. My kids have high school diplomas, and they're working today. That's about it. The whole family suffers from PTSD. Let me just tell you that. It has destroyed what America has done to my family, has destroyed it. I didn't even have really much family anyway, but the little bit that I had, they took it away from me. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is, but, me and the kids, we still, we're not as close as we used to be, but I'm able to have a conversation with them, because they have to still get the care. They got to keep that counseling going for themselves, so they are able to make better decisions. I'm not ashamed to talk about it. All of us suffer from PTSD. I would have liked for my kids to go to college, but they're not there yet mentally. They're not there. They're still in Cleveland. They working and they taking care of their kids. That's all I can ask for. That is all I can ask for. Long as they taking care of themselves, taking care of the babies that they making. That's all I can ask for. I'm really only focused on one thing, and that is um, when it comes to the police bill of rights and the policies and the laws, I'm really focused on destroying them, dismantling them, whatever words you want to use, doing away with them, whatever word you. That's really what I'm focused on, and I want to know if that's where they're at. The Garrity Law, the Blue Alert, the qualified immunity, and with qualified immunity, I believe they should have insurance policies for every bullet that comes out your gun. That'll be $5 million for every bullet. So I really have stated a whole bunch of this already, and I'm hoping it sticks somewhere with somebody. I know that when I Google the Police Bill of Rights, it's like 15 states, 15 or 16 states that participate with the Police Bill of Rights, the Garrity Law, and the Blue Alert. Those states need to be addressed immediately. We're doing away with the Police Bill of Rights. And what does qualified immunity look like? That's for sure. Like, I'm not going to come up off of that because that's what I feel that needs to happen in this country. And I'm going to keep saying the same thing. You don't see France and everybody over there with guns and stuff. They need to remove the guns out of this country because these white Americans do not know how to act. They don't. They really don't. You see what's been going on in this country. Yes. So I don't have to put it out there. The proof is the facts are already out there. You don't know how to act with a firearm in this country. You don't need one. And that's just where I'm at with it. We don't need none because not guns that kill people, it's people that kill people. They're the one pulling the trigger. I mean, I would like to see us all getting together as the rainbow appears to be in America. I would like to see that because I have all type of friends. I really do. I have a large friendship with the LGBT queer trans community. I have friends that some of my lawyers and some of my white friends. I mean, they really truly love me, and I love them too. But if we cannot get along as one, if we can't get along as they paint a picture for people to see that we all one loving country, if we can't do that for real, I think everybody should just separate and go their separate ways. And that's just where I'm at with this. In a real world of humanity, it should be the rainbow of the color, because who wants to do everything on their own? We need help from one another and things like that for the most part. But if we cannot have it like that, we should separate. That goes for the Trump administration, everybody at the White House. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Like, this is absurd to think that you're going to have authority over another human being's life. That's crazy. That is crazy. So, I mean, I know it's rules and regulations out there, but they need to be created for everybody, not just for a certain type of people. So, that would be the right world to live in, but we don't live in that world. So, but if we could, everybody should be able, everybody of all colors that's in this country, we should represent the country like it should be represented. And right now, it hasn't been represented for many, many, many years, which is sad. It's sad. It's embarrassing. It's aggravating. It's frustrating. You got the Asian people looking at us. We looking at them. You got the white people looking at us. We looking at them. I mean, it's just all messed up. But I'm seeing everybody get into it. The Asians get it in with the whites. Asians get it in with the blacks. They even get it in with themselves. So the country is definitely in the upward, and we need some positive guidance. And right now, we don't have it. We don't have no positive guidance over here in America. You know what I'm saying? We don't have it. So if they can let a game show host, an entrepreneur, be over the country or whatever he is. I mean, I heard about him years ago, but I And I just know he had some money and he had a Trump Tower and all this others. Like I don't even that wasn't my focus. But since he is head of this country or whatever, I think if he can do it, maybe I can do it too. If he can do it, I can do it too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I might got to clean my record up a little bit, but hey, he got a record too. He got a record. All them people up there in the White House, they got records. So if I can have a record, I should be able to go up and clean this country up, make everything better. Because Hillary wasn't gonna do it. Then let's be clear about it. She wasn't gonna do it. She all involved in so much other stuff. She need to go sit down. They need somebody with a pure eye that can handle the country, and maybe a woman, because a woman brings a different aspect than all of these men and everything. You know, and the country needs to be calm and put back together gracefully. You know, men and relationships, you know, and things like that. I don't understand why if oil was part of the oil and some other stuff was part of the problem. We American, we could just buy the oil. Why are we over there taking it? It doesn't even make any sense to take it when we could just make all the money we want and pay people to do it, you know, pay people for their services. You know, China. You know, why are you over there stealing? I mean, why? Why are you doing that? That don't make America look good. You know? That don't make us look good as Americans. Okay? Let's start there. So if that's what I'm saying, they need to bring a woman aspect to the country, but she could clean up the mess and try to save this country because it's gonna fall. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I know it's a big job, but I think I can do it. I think I can do it if that's what I wanted to do. You know, it's gonna be very dangerous. So I have to get my own army and my own team because they're not gonna like it. They're gonna try to come for me. They wouldn't like it. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully, you know, they might not want to be here. Leave. This ain't our country no way. It ain't the white Americans and it ain't the black Americans. It's really the Native Americans. The U.S. of A is the Native American country. So we don't have, why they talking about go back home, y'all need to go back home too because we don't belong here. Y'all don't belong here. The only people that belong over here in this country is the Native Americans. Let's not get it twisted, okay? Let's not get it twisted. If they really want to keep it all the way 100. So we already know how it goes. I would give them some facts for them. Why they sitting up to say, y'all need to go home. Well, you need to go home too, because neither one of us belong here. The Native Americans was here first, so they should be here. They should be able to tell who could come in and out the country. As far as I'm concerned, I just don't understand how they can't get it together. You know, how they can't, as grown white men that's up there, y'all can't get it together. It seems like ain't nobody went to school, nobody read a book. Nobody took up a pistol. It just seems like we have a bunch of clowns running the country right now. And that's just messed up. That's not going to work. I probably would take all the guns up out of here, number one. So I would probably have to figure out who can have guns and who can't have guns for the most part. But the police officers, I probably would take all their guns away because they misabuse the privilege of having a gun and your constitutional right. They misabuse the privilege. And that's just a shame. Yep. I would have to find something else out for them. Maybe I'll give them all tasers or something. Yep. I was wondering, because up in Cleveland, Ohio, some of the police officers ran around with a sawed-off shotgun in the front seat. And I used to wonder, like, why are they riding around with a sawed-off shotgun in the front seat? Not all police cars, but certain police cars that's qualified to do that. I said, well, I think they should put the gun in their trunk because they scaring the whole community riding around with a shotgun in their front seat. I said, for y'all pistols that y'all keep on y'all hip, I think those should go in the trunk too. I think that if you have to use a gun, it should be in the trunk and not on your hip. You could intimidate somebody by pulling them over with a traffic stop or, you know, that's intimidation. When they walk up to you and they got their hands right here and right here. Are you trained to do that? That's intimidation for anybody. Anytime I got pulled over, that's how they come to the car. They come like this. and I be scared. Don't get me wrong, but for the most part, I comply and I talk real respectful, and I own up to if I was speeding, I said yes, I was speeding, officer. And from there, they can relax, they can, But I've been pulled over after Tamir's death, and I got a couple warnings. I got one ticket, but all the officers they were nice. They was, for the most part, they was nice. They ain't give me no problem. And even before that, like, my record ain't all that. I'm not happy about it, but I had a lot of interaction with the police, during my adolescent years, and I never experienced police brutality. That's why I was like, what y'all talking about? I never experienced it, and I ain't proud to say it. I mean, I've been to jail a couple times, and stuff like that, and I've been in police presence and stuff, but they never did nothing to me. I guess I was one of the lucky ones, because I never experienced police brutality, and all you got to do is Google my record. You see me. That's why I was confused about what you talking about when the kids came, knocked on my door. Well, like, no, not my kids, no. And sure enough, when I got over there, it was 10 police officers surrounding my son, just looking at him. Yep, sure enough. And I still was kind of puzzled and stuff like that, because all them police officers. But yep, came to find out that's what happened. So, and now I have to fight the police. I really thought that, I could call on them. You really can't call on them these days. I mean, I will call on them, a bad case scenario. It has to be life and death for me to call them. But because I guess that's the proper thing to do in case anything happens. You know what I'm saying? I guess as a single woman, I'm not married or anything like that. So I guess I have to call them for certain things. I try to make my very, very last resort. I'd rather call one of my friends in the community before I call the police. You understand? The police is my last resort. After what I'm seeing, like, I don't even like them. They know that. So after what I'm seeing, they have a job to do, and I make sure I tell them that. Make sure I let them know I'm paying your salary, and I expect for you to do your job correctly with protocol and procedures in the forefront. Okay? I talk to them like that. I don't have no problem, because they're not doing their job no way. You see what I'm saying? They ain't following no protocol. They ain't following no procedures. It's like everything that's training them went out the window soon as you interact with a black person. You jumping on them like you a dog. You putting your knee all in them. I'm sure you're not trained like that. I'm sure you're not trained like that. Also, with the police officers, they need to give them a course in interacting with urban communities. Because you want to be white, come down to our community and police us. That's not going to work. So you either take more time to get to know an urban community before you want to come down. And the president should have put that in place. If you want to do something, you can do that. Make it for your officers to know the urban community. You need to create a course on black people since they your friends. Since you got Clarence Thomas in them and Kanye West since they your friends, create something for these officers to do a program to get to know how a black community works. How about that? Baby, I put so many things in place, they'd be mad at me. They wouldn't even want to be police officers when I get done with them. That's for sure. You want to be a police officer? Here's all the qualifications that I make sure they follow across the country. I have to have a meeting with all the governors and make sure they follow this protocol. I don't know why so many parts of the police, but it should only be one. Like each state should have, like, every police should follow their own, the state policy, not your own individual policy. It don't work like that. No, that get confusing. They don't work like that. So I would really clean up the police force. I would clean it up, baby. They wouldn't want to be a police when I get done with them. For all of the cities, I don't know why they got the country messed up though, but I'll fix it though. I'll fix it for y'all. Don't worry.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching. and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.